children, welcome back. In today's session, we will be revising the poem The Magical Earth written by Gulzar. So before we talk about the poem, let me remind you again that this is one of the green poems written by Gulzar, and it has been translated by Pawan K. Verma in English. So originally it's written in Hindi and has been translated into English by Pawan K. Verma. So in this poem, children, the poet has said that the earth is a great magician and it plays wonderful magic tricks. So it goes as, there is something indeed in the earth of my garden. Is this earth magical? So the poet says that there is something, something magical in the soil of my garden, right? The earth knows how to do magic. So he says that the earth is a magician and knows how to do magic. Why is it so? Let's see it. If I sow a guava seed, it gives me guavas. If I put a jamun kernel, it gives me jamuns. A bitter gourd for a bitter gourd, a lemon for a lemon. So the poet says, if I sow the seed of guava, it gives me back guavas, right? A huge tree is there, and the tree is always laden with guavas. Similarly, if I sow a small jamun kernel, it gives me tasty jamuns. And bitter gourd as well. If I sow a seed of bitter gourd, it gives me bitter gourds. And similarly, if I sow a lemon seed, it gives me juicy lemon. So this is why the poet calls the earth magical. If I ask for a flower, it gives me pink flowers. Whatever color I give to it, it returns that to me. So the earth is so magical. It's all magic. It is so wonderful that it gives me all colorful flowers. Whichever color I ask for, it gives me beautiful, colorful flowers. Has it hidden all these colors in the soil below? I dug a lot but found nothing. The earth knows how to do magic. So again the poet says that the earth is a great magician. Why? Because it gives me all flowers with beautiful, vibrant colors. Has it hidden all these colors inside? So to know this, he dug the soil, but then he could not find anything. The earth knows how to do magic. It shows so many tricks. When it balances these long coconut trees on its fingers, it does not even let them fall. So it balances tall coconut trees, but these coconut trees do not fall. They are so tall, but they stand straight. They do not fall down. The wind does its best, but the earth does not let them fumble. So when there is a strong gust of wind, the coconut trees do not fall. A sharbat or milk or water, anything may fall, it absorbs them all. How much water does it drink? It gulps down whatever you give. So the poet says whatever amount, whatever quantity of water or sharbat or milk, whatever falls on the ground, immediately the earth absorbs it. It gulps down whatever you give to it. Again, this appears to be magical to the poet. Be it from a jug or a bucket, amazingly, its stomach never fills. So it has a huge stomach. Either you pour water or any kind of liquid from a jug or a huge big bucket, it would absorb everything. Its stomach never fills. I have heard that it can even hide a river inside. The earth knows how to do magic. So again, the poet says this again seems to be magical for the poet. Why? Because he has heard that The earth can even hide a river, a long river full of water inside its stomach. So this appears to be magical for him. Are there sugar go downs under the earth or rocks of lime? So the poet wonders, are there sugar go downs, that is go downs, huge stocked quantity, stocked sugar inside under the earth, or rocks of lime? How does this earth put sweetness into fruits? From where does it get all this? So the poet wonders that from where does it get so much of sweetness? It puts so much of sweetness in different fruits, right? So he wonders there might be sugar go downs under the earth. Pomegranates, plums, and mangoes. In all of them, sweetness but different kinds. So again, it seems to be magical because pomegranates are sweet, plums are sweet, mangoes are sweet, but then the sweetness is different. They all taste different. So this again seems to be magical to the poet. The leaves tasteless, but the fruits sweet. The Musambi sweet, the lemon sour, undoubtedly it knows magic. So the poet is unable to understand how come the leaves are tasteless and the fruits are sweet. It's the same tree, it's the same plant, but the leaves are tasteless. There is no taste in the leaves, but at the same time, the fruits are so tasty. So he is unable to understand this secret of the earth, and therefore he says that the earth is a magician. Undoubtedly it knows magic. Otherwise, why is the bamboo tasteless and the sugarcane sweet? So the poet leaves the poem, ends the poem at a question that if it is not a magician, then how come it makes the bamboos tasteless and the sugarcane sweet? So with this, he ends his poem. I hope the poem is very, very clear to all of you. Now let us further continue with our revision through these questions. So the first question is, give the meanings. The first word is bitter gourd, which is a vegetable that tastes bitter. The second word is go downs, which means a building where goods are stored. The third word is lime, which is a substance that is used to help plants grow. And the fourth word is sharbat, a fruit drink. Moving on further, we have an extract based question. So, the given extract is, how much water does it drink? It gulps down whatever you give. So, this is the question. This is the extract. And the questions are, the first question is, name the poem and the poet. So, obviously, the name of the poem is The Magical Earth and the poet is Gulzar. Here you can also write written by Gulzar. Then the second question is, whom does it refer to? It refers to the earth. Let us see the extract once again. How much water does it drink? It gulps down whatever you give. So it refers to the earth. The third question is, what does the poet say and why? So what does the poet say? The poet says that the earth drinks endless quantity of water. And why does it why does it say so? Why does he say so? Because whatever falls, whatever liquid, be it milk, sharbat or water, whatever falls on the ground, the earth absorbs it, right? And the fourth question is, name a poetic device used in these lines. So the poetic devices used here are alliteration. Now where do we find the alliteration? The words does and drink, they begin with the same consonant sound, d. So here we have an alliteration, and another alliteration is over here, gulps and give, right? So we have alliteration here. Then we have personification here. Where do we have personification? How much water does it drink? So it's a quality, it's a human quality given to the earth. So that's a personification. And what else do we have? Yes, it's hypophora. Hypophora, the poet asks a question and immediately he only gives the answer. So how much water does it drink? It gulps down whatever you give. The question put up and in the very next line gives the answer. So these are the poetic devices used here. But since you have been asked to write one, you will write any of these three. Either you write alliteration or you write personification or maybe hypophora. I hope this is clear to you. Now moving on to the next question, that is the question answers. The first question is, what magic does the earth perform on the seeds? So what is the magical trick performed on the seeds? Yes, whatever seed he sows, whatever the seed is, whichever seed is sown by the poet, in return, the poet gets a huge big tree with those particular fruits or vegetables. He sows guava seed, he gets back guavas. He sows bitter gourd seed, he gets back bitter gourds. Then if he sows lemon seeds, he gets juicy lemons back. So whatever seeds he sow, in return he gets those fruits or vegetables. So this appears to be magical to the poet. The second question is, why does the poet say that there are sugar godowns under the earth? So the poet wonders that, are there sugar godowns under the earth? So why does he say so? The sweetness in the fruits makes the poet believe that there are sugar godowns under the earth. The fruits like pomegranates, plums, mangoes, all are sweet but of different taste. So this ultimately makes the poet sure that the earth has magical qualities. With this, we come to an end to this revision session. So we'll meet again in the next session. Thank you, children.